He would sit at the kitchen table. He said, I took one step, I took another step, and I thought he was Jesus Christ. I could have kissed him right there. Hi guys, I'm Dr. Gard from Backbone Wellness right here in Cincinnati, and this is Milo. Say hi, Milo.
Hi.
I'm going to tell you the story. So 1982, so I was 12 years old. My dad was 32. So he was a sheet metal worker. He was a construction worker his whole life. So he was in bed because of back pain for 6 weeks. So you're 9 years old. So if I was in bed with back pain for 6 weeks, what would you think?
I think that was terrible.
Yeah, it was terrible, right? So first off, I'm 12 years old. I'm old enough to know, like, first, Dad's really hurt, right? Second, we didn't pay the mortgage that month. Third, we hadn't been to the grocery store in a couple of weeks. So, I was old enough to know, like, this is a real problem. So his foreman came to visit him, and he said, John, you got to go see my chiropractor, or we got to let you go. So we didn't even know what that word meant. So, I remember it took Dad, like, 15 minutes to get out of bed and get into the car, and then we drive there, and he had to get out of the car, like he was like all bent over, he could barely move. He gets into the chiropractor's office, and so he would tell the story for years later, right? So he says, so I'm like laying on the table, this little guy jumps up, he goes pop and pop and pop, and then the table comes up. So my dad, your grandpa John, he's standing up straight for the first time in 6 weeks, right? And he's afraid to move. And so the doctor, he said, come on, John, go ahead and take a step. And he said, well, I don't want to move. But no, I'll catch you. Well, he's a little guy. Dad's a big guy. He's like, well, you're not going to be able to catch me. So Dad takes one step, takes another step. He looks around. For years later, he would sit at the kitchen table. He said, I took one step, I took another step, and I thought he was Jesus Christ. I could have kissed him right there. So what do you think of that? So it made a huge impression, right? So like me, I'm 12 years old. My brother Warren, he's 11 years old. My sister, she's 8. So Warren and I, we became chiropractors. Connie, my sister, became a nurse. It made a huge impression on us. Being able to get someone back to work without drugs or surgery. Helping people get their lives back. It's tremendous. It's fantastic. So Milo, what do you think you're going to do for a living when you grow up?
Maybe YouTube.
Maybe a YouTube star?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
Because you're kind of doing both.
I am?
Yes. Well, I love YouTube.
Well, you got a point. So yeah, what I'm trying to do is, I've been telling my patients these stories for like 20 years. So anyway, that's my story. That's how I became a chiropractor, and that's how you got here. I grew up in a world where my dad was a sheet metal worker, and all my uncles were farmers or some teachers. You're growing up in a world where your Uncle Warren's a chiropractor. Your Uncle John is a medical doctor. You're growing up in a totally different world because my dad in 1982 got hurt, got fixed, and it was just such a miracle to our family that here we are. So that's all for now, and we'll talk to you guys next week. All right, thanks guys. Bye.